Hey, SnackySays.com subscribers. Hey, it's Joddie Taylor of SnackySays.com. Welcome. If it ain't your first rodeo, welcome back. This is our newsletter. I am trying something a little different today. So you're getting to see my face and listen to the dulcet tones of my voice. I'm going to try to be one-shot Taylor here and do this all in one take. So let's see how it works out. I might give you guys a behind the scenes photo of my setup. I think you have to see it to believe it. I have a light here, which I see now is super shiny. I'm looking down. Let's roll with it, shall we? Let's keep going. So today we are talking about our five senses. It's one of those things that I think about a lot, and like if I think about visualization or I do a visualization, I'm thinking about my five senses. I first experienced this last year. If you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, it's 2021 of this recording. But last year I did a Sarah Beth yoga video, and it was sort of a meditation, and it used five senses. And so anyway, let's get into it. So these are some things that you may want to do yourself or think about yourself. As we go through, you may think of memories or things that you love. I'd be curious if you want to share, hit reply. This will be in your email, so you can just hit reply and share any sights or sounds. Oh, let's go over the five senses. I always leave off one, so hopefully I can do this. Sight, sound, taste, sense, hearing, touch. Look at me. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a cheeky peek at my vision board. It is a work in process. So if you see it again, it may look different. It has changed over the last several weeks. So this is the latest iteration. I'm not going to go into it because it's my vision board, so it's personal to me, but I thought I would share it here. So to me, when I look at it, it evokes all five senses. And I usually have the ocean playing, a recording of the ocean. I did this in Canva, and you can too. If you're interested in my process or how you could do it, I'm happy to make another video or reply to an email. But in some, open up Canva and start putting different, like it's like a digital collage. Start putting different pictures and GIFs and move them around, maybe even add some videos. I used one of my, I'm just looking down to make sure. I used one of my pictures, photos that I personally took, but Canva has plenty of material, so you can mix and match or just use your photos or just use theirs. So, you know, for me, I look at this and I'm thinking like the taste of the drink, the feel of the glass, you know, things that I might be seeing. And this is a jumping off point. My mind goes other places. You know, I am sitting someplace, I'm standing someplace, I'm laying down someplace, and the places change, but this is a jumping off point. So sometimes it's about maybe work or creating something or relaxing. So just a little behind the scenes. So let's get into my favorites. And I actually think I could probably do this every month, certainly every season, because as time goes on, the list changes. It grows, let's say, in terms of your favorite things to smell or touch, etc., etc. So scents, funny, I didn't count, I don't have grapefruit, but I actually love the scent of grapefruit. So it's funny that I picked this as the cover page. There's something about that like wakes me up. I always feel revived when I smell grapefruit. Cinnamon makes me think of Christmas. Again, I just happened to pick this photo, so let's get into my faves. Nutmeg. There is something about fresh nutmeg. It makes me think of like being little and sitting at the dining room table, my feet not touching the ground, eating cornmeal porridge. If you are Jamaican or West Indian, or your mom used to make this for you, or you make it for yourself, or maybe your kids, you know what I'm talking about. There's just something about that, like that fresh grated nutmeg on top. It also reminds me more recently of when I was living in Korea. My mom would send me these big bags of nutmeg, and every time I grated it, it just reminded me of my mom and being little and of home. I just love it. I love fresh nutmeg. Next, coffee. You know, there's something about that first sniff in the morning. I wish this was like a scratch and sniff. That first sniff, that first taste. I actually didn't put this in taste, but the whole coffee is like the whole package for me. And I don't even know when I really fell in love with it, but there's something about the scent of it that you know, whether you're walking into a cafe or walking into your kitchen, there's something about it that I just love. And as we go through a lot of these, you don't need a good reason to love a scent. The other thing about scents is when you smell something, it can help you, not like you need help, but it is, I think, the fastest way among the senses to recall a memory. There's something about scent that's very special. If you've ever been like walking through a random neighborhood and then you smell something and you're like, wait a minute, you know, I feel like I'm back in Timbuktu. I use Timbuktu in a lot of my examples, but fresh ginger. Like grapefruit, I smell it and I feel like revitalized and energized. It's something that I've had in Jamaica in a carrot juice. Well, you don't need to be in Jamaica, but you can put fresh ginger in your carrot juice. It's all types of drinks, all different types of food, but that just grated, is that a word? Grated scent. Oh God, I love ginger. Akashia. This is a very special flower and tree to me. They bloom all over Korea in early to mid summer, and it just reminds me of like being on the bus, because the bus is high, so it's like the same height as the trees. Being on the bus, coming home from work, and just it's just this lovely scent. Or I always think of like being on the bus or driving in a car and like just driving by and just the scent of it. It's so wonderful and amazing. And you can find it, if you're in the States, you can also find it in the States. This is a tree for me, flowers that I would just walk by, but it's the scent. It always makes you do a double take, and you will find it in the most, I guess, unexpected. Like, I've been walking through parking lots and been like, I mean, here in the States, like, oh my gosh, yeah. Sound. So I think I only have one thing for sound. And again, I could do another one of these where I could probably do one of these every month. Like Jamaican music, I love. There's some Korean music that I love. A whole bunch of sounds that I just love. But, you know, we'll just start with what I have. So this is a sound, again, from my youth. And I'm thinking of like a particular kitchen that we used to have. It was the second place that we lived as a family, but we had this ombre green cup. It went from like dark green and then lighter green. And I just remember stirring my tea and that kind of clattering sound. Oh, you know what? I didn't set the videos to keep playing. Next time, yeah. Like this, like a clattering ting 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 sound. I love that sound. And nowadays I don't tend to put sugar in my coffee. I always succumb like in the fall and winter because I know there's something about sugar that I like when it's colder. So when I do have occasion to stir my coffee, I very rarely drink tea nowadays. I always think of that. Oh, okay. So I really got to work on setting this up. So basically, laughter as I click through all of these videos. That's one of my favorite sounds. I love to hear people laugh. It doesn't matter who. I just love joy, and laughter is a manifestation of that. So just love it. Okay, next, sight. I love the color green. I particularly love the color green in nature. It is something that I hold on to. Like, I tend to take these mental snapshots in the spring and summer, and then fall as the leaves turn orange. I'm like trying to grab onto that green because I think of it during the winter times to give me energy. So grass, pa, which is Korean for scallion. So scallion, and I'm thinking about this because for most of my time in Korea, I lived in a small town, and it was a very agricultural town. I mean, not totally, but we did have like rice paddies. No, not rice paddies. Not far from me were rice paddies. No, we had rice paddies, but like small ones. There were fields of pa, young pa, so scallion, onions. There was something about seeing those rice paddies, man. The really big ones, and you can see them in different parts of Korea. And I'm thinking near the supermarket, like near the Home Plus. That was the name of one of the big supermarkets. It was also a green zone, so I just love it. Like, just standing at a window, if there's green outside, like grass, trees, you'll just see me staring at it. I love the color green in nature. Taste. So this is also a surprisingly short one because there are a lot of things. I mean, SnackySnack, hello. There are a lot of things that I love the taste of: Jamaican food, Korean food. But I just have a couple of things, so let's get into it. Tamarind balls. The thing about these, this is not my photo, I just got it from Canva. But the thing about the tamarind balls I'm thinking of, they're tamarind balls that I could never eat again. My late aunt Sylvie used to make them in Jamaica. These big, fluffy tamarind balls. She made them by hand, and she would like put them outside to dry. So good. So good. If you've never had tamarind, it's a sweet and sour fruit, and it has a seed inside. Actually, I'll show you. That's what the seeds look like. You can, I don't know the exact recipe, but you mix this sweet pulp with brown sugar, put it in a ball. So good. You may have had this. They grow in Jamaica, obviously, but they also grow in like India, Pakistan, any place with like a tropical temperature climate. So you may have had this in other dishes. You may have had it as a drink or an icy or in food. I love it as a sweet, basically candy. Tamarind balls. Tamarind balls. Jamaican apples. If you listen to the interview with my mom, you'll know that it is my favorite fruit in the world. I rarely have it because I'm rarely in Jamaica when it is in season. Although, when I went to Taiwan, I was able to get some in Taiwan, which shocked me. I just didn't expect to see it. What month was that? It was like February. And I feel like I may have seen these in Malaysia. Nope, it was Taiwan. Okay, touch. So again, I think I only have one thing in this category, and there are a lot of things. How can I say this without sounding creepy? There are a lot of things I like to touch. But fleece. I love fleece. I love fleece blankets. I love fleece jackets. I like warm and I like a warm and cozy feel. I'm not a fan of winter, but it is probably my favorite season to dress because I can wear like really warm, cozy things. Like fleece. I just love it. I have like this roll that you see here with like the ribbon. When I first got to Korea, it was my first few days. The place where we were staying for orientation, I wasn't warm enough. I'm always a little cold, so I went it was E-Mart, which is another big like super, like it's like Target in Korea. I went to E-Mart and I bought one of these things and I thought, wow, it's like such a good price, and it's, you know, it's all rolled up. And I get back to the hotel and it was basically, well, it wasn't really a hotel, it was like a dorm. It was basically like a lap blanket, which is a thing in Korea, because if you're wearing a short skirt or skirt, in my case, a skirt, whenever, thanks mom, thanks for my butt, whenever I sit down, like the skirt rides up. So I ended up using it as a knee, like as a lap blanket, to cover, to you know, not to have like a little show. And actually one day I forgot it on the bus, and I had it for a long time. I had it for like 4 or 5 years, and I just forgot it on the bus in Korea. So all of these things make me think of some memory, but I think that's it. I think that's my last, yep, that's my last slide. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I was like, oh, did I press play? Yes, I did. So I'm back. I just wanted to thank you for listening and watching. I actually enjoyed this format. I might do it again. Let's see. We have exciting things coming up to the blog and the newsletter. And there will be a totally unrelated, if you don't know, now you know. In addition to the newsletter, I am attaching a totally unrelated topic, and that will be it'll be a SoundCloud recording, and it will be totally unrelated to what you just watched and listened to. This particular newsletter was about our 5 senses and how we can use it for vision boarding, or how we can reflect about things that we love or memories that we had. Again, I'm interested to hear if this made you think of like any memories, or, you know, like me, do you kind of think about your 5 senses? Is that how you experience the world, or intentionally experience the world? Just curious. Oh, so things coming up. I am working on a digital magazine, so look out for that. It will be, I'm just going to say it. It'll be the end of, I don't really think in quarters, but I'm doing this as part of Chisomo's membership group, Chisomo Fajardo. Hey Chisomo, if you're watching / listening. So one of the thing that I'm working on this quarter is launching a digital magazine. It's something that I have been thinking about and talking about for over a year. I bought Michelle Rohr's digital magazine course a year ago, finished it really quickly, and then promptly did not create a digital magazine. So I love this topic so much. You may see some version of it in the digital magazine. You might see some version of my vision board in the digital magazine. I think the name is going to be Mojo, and it's for personal reasons. It's just what my nieces used to call me when they were little. Mojo Jojo, like a cartoon character, I think from Powerpuff Girls, the bad guy. Hey. But also it can be like Mojo, like more Joe, more Joddie. So look out for Mojo Digital Magazine. The name might change, but the woman behind it won't. Again, this is Joddie Taylor of SnackySays.com. I thank you. Laters.